Meet Alex. Alex is smart. Alex knows that to save money, he needs to spend less than he earns. It's simple math, right? Yet, every month Alex stares at a busted budget, wondering why his willpower vanished the second he walked into a coffee shop or saw a limited time offer online. If you've ever felt like Alex, if you've ever wondered why your logical brain sets a budget but your emotional brain tortures it, you are not broken. You're just fighting a war against your own biology using the wrong weapons. Today, on Noetic Playbook, we aren't talking about interest rates or investment portfolios. We are decoding the psychology of financial decision-making. We're going to uncover why traditional budgeting fails 90% of the time, and how to hack your behavioral biases to build wealth without fighting yourself every single day. Here's the hard truth that financial gurus often miss. Money is not a math problem. It is a psychology problem. Traditional budgeting assumes we are rational actors, robots who maximize utility. Economists call this Homo economicus. But, in reality, we are Homo sapiens. We are emotional, status-seeking, and prone to fatigue. When we try to budget by sheer force of will, we are relying on a resource that depletes throughout the day. By 6 p.m., after a stressful day at work, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, is tired. That's when the impulsive, instant gratification part of your brain takes the wheel. In this video, we're going to fix Alex's strategy. We'll explore 3 psychological pillars that override willpower: behavioral automation, identity decoupling, and the freedom versus status trade-off. By the end, you won't just have a budget, you'll have a behavioral blueprint. Let's start with the biggest trap, the willpower myth. Alex tries to save money by making good choices every single day. He tries to decide to transfer money to savings. He tries to decide not to buy lunch. The problem? Every decision carries a cognitive cost. This is called decision fatigue. Research shows that as the number of decisions you make increases, the quality of those decisions decreases. If your financial plan requires you to make the right choice 20 times a week, you are statistically guaranteed to fail. So, how do the quietly wealthy handle this? They don't rely on discipline, they rely on systems. This is where behavioral automation comes in. You need to remove the you from the equation. If Alex has to manually move money to his investment account, he will hesitate. He will see the balance, think about upcoming bills, feel anxiety and procrastinate. But if that transfer happens automatically on payday, before he even wakes up, the decision is removed. He adapts his spending to what remains. This utilizes a psychological concept called Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time available. In finance, spending expands to match the money available. By automating savings first, you artificially restrict the available resource, forcing your brain to get creative with what's left. You aren't using willpower to save, you're using scarcity to curb spending. It's not about being disciplined. It's about being invisible to your own impulses. Now let's go deeper. Why does Alex buy things he doesn't need? It's rarely about the object itself. It's about what the object signals. We live in a world obsessed with the display of wealth. But there is a massive psychological difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is high income that is spent on visible items. Wealth is income that is not spent. It is the option to buy later. It is invisible. This brings us to a critical concept: identity decoupling. Many of us attach our self-worth to our net worth, or more accurately, our displayed worth. When we feel insecure or stressed, we spend to signal status, to prove to others and ourselves that we are successful. The most successful financial psychology involves decoupling your identity from your spending. You have to ask yourself, are you chasing status or are you chasing freedom? There is a trade-off. You can look rich or you can be free. Usually, you cannot be both, especially in the beginning. The invisible millionaire archetype is someone who derives dopamine not from buying a luxury car, but from seeing their freedom fund grow. They have rewired their reward system. They realize that money's greatest intrinsic value isn't its ability to buy things. It's its ability to give you control over your time. When Alex stops buying things to impress people he doesn't even like, his budget doesn't feel like a cage anymore. It feels like a roadmap to liberation. This isn't deprivation, it's a strategic allocation of resources toward freedom. Even with automation and the right mindset, our brains have built-in glitches. Let's look at two specific biases that destroy traditional budgets. First is mental accounting. This is where we treat money differently depending on where it came from. If Alex earns $1,000 at his job, he treats it responsibly. But if he wins $1,000 in a lottery or gets a tax refund, his brain labels it as free money. He blows it on a gadget he wouldn't normally buy. Psychologically, money is fungible. A dollar is a dollar. But our brains put them in different emotional buckets. To fix this, you must have a rule. All unexpected income goes directly to the Freedom Fund. Don't let your brain label it as play money. The second glitch is hyperbolic discounting, also known as present bias. We value immediate rewards disproportionately higher than future rewards. A donut today is worth more to our primal brain than being fit next year. A new phone today feels better than financial security in 10 years. To combat this, you have to practice vivid visualization of future Alex. Research suggests that people who view their future self as a distinct person, someone they care about and want to protect, save significantly more. Before a big purchase, ask, is this screwing over future Alex? Empathy for your future self is a powerful financial tool. So, let's bring this back to Alex. He stops trying to brute force his way to wealth with a spreadsheet. 1. He automates his savings to bypass decision fatigue. 2. He decouples his identity from material goods, choosing freedom over status. 3. He recognizes his brain's glitches, treating found money with the same respect as earned money. Traditional budgeting fails because it ignores the human element. It asks you to be a calculator. But by understanding the psychology of money, you can build a system that works with your nature, not against it. If you want to dive deeper into the psychology of how we think, act, and invest, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these biases do you struggle with the most? Is it the status trap, or maybe mental accounting? Let's talk about it down below. I'm Lucas Hayes for Noetic Playbook. See you in the next one.